Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? It is now February the 27th, about 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin. I am so happy to be back. You guys have no idea how stressful it's been for these past 4 or 5 days. I've been bored out of my mind on top of being stressed out of my mind. Just kind of sitting here doing nothing and just waiting. And the waiting game paid off. I've now regained control of every single one of my accounts. Nothing is missing. I want to emphasize that very clearly, okay? That nothing has been missing or is missing at all. I had a very specific feature called enable IP whitelist only. So if you were not my IP, you couldn't have got in. And I made some very quick decisions with my friend Val, who helped me. Val, I love you. I hope you know that. I cannot wait to see you very soon, in a few months or weeks, hopefully. Maybe weeks, we'll see. And she gave me some really good advice on contacting Google and also creating another bitfinex account so I can contact them, creating a contact for bitfinex at their support there to freeze my account as well until I re-notified them with my verified IDs. And that actually all worked out because I verified my ID with bitfinex originally. It was very easy to actually get not easy to get a hold of them, but the process was a lot easier than I thought. And I don't want to make this video about what I went through. I wanted to keep this video more so geared towards a Bitcoin analysis. And when I get my entire setup, I want to show you guys my new setup. I want to show you guys the steps that I actually took as well to protect myself from it getting much more catastrophic than it was already as well. So when I was looking through my bitfinex account, I saw a bunch of unauthorized access attempts. So because I had that whitelist enabled, boom, it worked out very well. Gmail was accessed many times. One of my friends saw that they accessed my Gmail account. They were changing up addresses on YouTube as well for my donation addresses because I guess a lot of people do donate there. He changed them all back, then he got booted out as well. And I had about 4 emails, we'll say. And it was just a matter of getting the 4th email to get access to the 3rd email, to get access to the 2nd email, which today I finally got access to my main email back. So now I have a bunch of new phones. My Google authentication is on it's on a completely separate phone now. It has not even touched the internet other than to download the the Google authentication app there. So that one is staying completely offline. This computer that I'm on right now is actually my casual PC. It's my casual PC where I'll just be doing technical analysis on it, and it'll be the PC where I do, excuse me, I'm losing my words here because I'm checking my messages as well. It'll be the PC that I just casually surf on, just check my emails, all stuff non-related to crypto, other than just doing TA on it to upload to YouTube, and that is it. And I have a completely separate computer as well for Steemit and for trading as well. That's going to be dedicated. So one of my friends is going to come by later this week and show me how to set up, what is it called, like a virtual server or something, where all of my computers will run off of one main computer, right? So I'll actually end up having 3 computers total. Does that make sense to you guys? Because I have no idea what that means. I'm not too computer literate when it comes to things like that. But the goal is to have my trading computer run off of another computer. So if this computer right here gets compromised in any way, I basically just shut her down and I can back everything up on the other computer as well. I'm using a bunch of extensions that people have suggested, like Origin, HTTPS. I'm using some Badger privacy extension as well. Of course, I bought like a new version of antivirus as well. I'm going to get my friends to control my firewall. Like they're going to create custom ports. No idea what that means. Once again, I'm not too computer literate at all when it comes to these things. But anyways, I just want to let you guys know that I am okay. I'm 100% okay. No funds were lost whatsoever. I'm still in the process of setting everything up again, so I'm still using my crappy old microphone. I didn't have time to set everything up. I just wanted to get the ball rolling and get some TA out, so I really appreciate you guys supporting me and showing me a lot of love through these times. I've been extremely stressed out. A bunch of my friends told me that they were pivoting off of my computer, whatever that means. They accessed my phone through porting. I must have clicked on a bunch of random links by accident, I guess. A lot of things come to mind, but of course they're not guaranteed that that's how my system was compromised. What else? My tablets were all compromised as well, and my other computers and laptops. Apparently it spread like wildfire in my networks. I found a bunch of in my phone especially, okay? In my phone, I was finding a bunch of old pictures that were dug up, right? We're talking from like months ago, and I keep this phone, I delete my photos every day. It's also the same one that I'm recording these short little 45-second clips for you guys on Twitter. That one was compromised, and then I know that I usually have about only 10 gigabytes used up on this phone of the 32, but all of a sudden I started seeing it ramp up, and it ramped up, and a bunch of old files were being retrieved somehow, like data recovery. Then all of a sudden it was at like a 25, 26, 27 gigabytes. Like, what the heck is going on? And the Wi-Fi monitor on my phone, I just kept seeing it spike up. It was just going insane, the amount of data that was being uploaded, porting through my phone, whatever that means. Apparently it happens. You can never be too safe, guys. Like, it's a really scary thing when it happens. I kid you not. And I saw my CPU usage on my phone just ramped up as well. It was reaching 80, 90% even when nothing was on in the phone. The RAM was occupied to 80, 90, 95% as well. And these were on all of my devices, guys. So what I did was I also contacted my ISP, got a brand new IP through them first, right? Same ISP, different IP, right? Formatted every single one of the computers and devices, started to turn on my main computer, stupid me, and I factory formatted my phone as well, turned it on, no idea what happened, right? But I was still compromised. As I turned on the other computers, it started spreading to them as well when I started to reinstall Windows on there. I know, guys, Windows, I know. Working on it. Thinking of going to Linux or Apple, of course, but I'm just a diehard Windows fan because I don't know anything about computers on that side whatsoever. So yeah, so then I basically just turned every single one of them off. I went to the store a few days ago, could have been yesterday or the day before, bought a brand new hardware. Everything is literally brand new. I threw all away my computers and my phones and my tablets literally in the frickin' river. So it's now entirely in the river. I don't care about it whatsoever. I'm starting brand spanking new. So now I want to do this technical analysis with you guys, and I will get into my experience at a much later time, because once again, I don't want to preoccupy your time. I just want to let you guys know that I'm okay, and I am back, and I'm here to kill it, guys. So let's talk about Bitcoin, okay? I'm so excited to talk about Bitcoin. I've just been wanting to chart for the longest time. This is super exciting, guys. It took a very long time to get everything set back up, but here we are. Okay, Bitcoin. I've missed quite a bit. The entire section that I missed was actually right here. I would have definitely bought right around here. I know it's easy in hindsight, but that was actually my target, somewhere between 92 to 9,500 to go long on it. So now let's talk about what's been going on. Let's talk about consistency first, okay? When you're drawing a trend line, make sure you guys are consistent. When I say consistent, make sure if you're touching the tip right here, okay, make sure that this tip is also touched right there as well. Okay, so that's what I mean about consistency. So how does this look to you guys? That one we checked is looking pretty good. This one here just grazed it. This one here, we definitely got a bull trap, right? On a higher time frame like a daily, all that you see is a wick that's poking out of it. This candle right here, of course, signaled a reversal in very, very close sight. And then now what we're getting is this right here, guys. Pretty good, right? It's looking really good right now. So we want to talk about this entire structure that's going on. Now, a lot of people actually called it this. I don't agree with that. They called it this right here, okay? That I'm actually not a fan of whatsoever, despite this making an ABC in here as well, okay? The reason why I'm not a fan of this is because we're going to talk about it from the very, very beginning here. Let's go even further back, right here. Actually, this one right here. Okay, we have to talk about the mechanics, first of all, of an ABC type structure. Now, when we have 5 corrective waves coming down, let's say that this right here was an ABC coming down. We would expect this to make 5 waves coming down like this, right? Something like that coming down. And then within each wave, we would expect 5 waves to come down on wave 1, 5 waves to come down in wave 3, and 5 waves to come down as well on wave 5. These are called impulsive moves with the trend, right? People always think that impulse moves are always for an uptrend, but that is absolutely not true at all if you read a lot of Elliott wave books, okay? It can also be considered for a downtrend. As long as it's with the trend, that's all that matters. Now, these ones here are tricky. Waves 2 and waves 4. If you guys ever see 5 waves going up like that, you know that something is really wrong, because these waves don't do 5 waves up. They do some sort of A, B, C, D, E in a triangle corrective pattern, but usually you'll find them like that. It'll go 5, 3, 5, 3, and 5, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you guys why this counting to me is entirely wrong and what we can do to count it better for the future. So what we see first of all right here, and there's no arguing, you guys see this right here as 5 waves, right? We see this as 5 waves right there, so we automatically know that that can't be a corrective wave. We have to assume automatically that this is some sort of impulsive move up that failed. So because this made an impulsive move up and failed, and not only that, I see this right here as actually making 5 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like just like that. I know that this is some sort of C wave right there, right? And because right here, I actually see 1, 2, 3, this to me denotes a simple ABC. So this to me has to be some sort of corrective wave in here. And this one, I'm honestly too lazy to zoom in, but I will do it for you guys. Okay, if we see this right in here somewhere, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, okay, let's go to 5-minute chart. Let's break it really down for us, because I really need to catch myself up as well, guys, so I apologize if it's gonna be holding up a little bit of your time. I've really missed you guys. You guys have no idea how much I've missed you guys. No idea. So now we're gonna call this 1, 2, 3, and this whole structure in here is basically 4, and that is gonna be 5, just down here. And this makes entire sense, because this makes 1, 2, 3, 4, and this whole thing in here ends up making like a 5th wave, we can say, where it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that, okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Where the 5th wave actually ends up making 5 waves in a flat, and that's how we can call it that. Let me just annotate this very quickly for you guys. So this makes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that in here. So because I've now counted all of this, and I've even broke it down to like a 5-minute chart here, the rest is actually really easy to figure out. It's actually working out pretty nicely for Elliott waves. Okay, let me just delete a lot of this as well. We counted this as ABC, we counted this as 5 waves down as well. Therefore, if this was 5 waves up, we can easily call this right here A, B, and C. And that's 5 waves up. So then this one right here is actually X. X for denoting failure. There's no other way to call it, okay? Some people have called, they've called this whole A, and then B, and then C. Nah, I don't think that that can be called that, guys. I just don't agree at all, okay? Now, what we see here as well is we see here is A, B, and C going up, right? So now we know that this is now another A wave, that is now another B wave, and this is all the same thing as last time, which I don't want to count again, but it makes sense to you guys, right? This whole thing is now ABC. Check it out, right? A, B, and this whole thing there is C. So now what do we get, guys? Check it out. Okay, whoops. So what we actually end up getting is W, X, and Y. Bam! This is what we call a double Elliott wave combo. Now, a really good target for WXY is this. Let me explain to you guys. This is one of my favorite parts. Let's say we ended up getting an ABC corrective wave like this, okay? And then it makes an impulse wave up, and then it fails. What we will do is we will take our Fibonacci extension tool, like this, and we will target a simple ratio of 1 to 1. And that is what we get, okay? So people, if this ends up failing, what a lot of people do is they'll short it from up there, right? Or they'll wait for a confirmation right here. They'll wait for a confirmation right here where they follow the Elliott wave rule that if this wave retraces more than 100% of the original wave, then we call it an impulse failure. So personally myself, what I do is I like to short it no matter what on the fifth wave. But once I've received confirmation right here, when it breaks below the 100% retracement level, I wait for a B point and then I actually add more to my short. And then what I do is I target a 1-to-1 extension down here. Now let's see if this theory actually holds true. I'm not used to my mouse speed and everything yet. I even have a new mouse. I picked up a Logitech G700. It's not bad. Picked up a new Razer keyboard. It's like some Chroma. It's pretty nice. Same monitors though. I've been dying to get a new mouse and keyboard anyways. And I picked up like a blue ball microphone. It's pretty good. Sorry if you guys hear the vibration of my phone there. Okay, so now let's see if this actually makes a 1-to-1 extension. So we go to where, right here, okay, right there, and what do you guys notice? Guys, I made an exact 1-to-1 extension, okay? Exact 1-to-1 extension. So the moment that this actually ended up retracing 100% of this tiny little crappy impulse wave, boom! It would have signaled to me automatically to add more to my short position at B. Now I could have closed it all at A and then closed it at B there, but I manage my risk a little bit differently, and that's up to everybody, right? Depending on how they play. So now that we have now officially completed ABC, X, and another ABC down here, well, guys, we're just impulsively moving up now, right? We're just impulsively moving up, and I will take my Fibonacci extension tool to see how far this retraced. This is a very bullish retracement right now from what I see, guys. I firmly believe that around 10,800, 700 ranges needed to be broken. As we can see, we drew this very nice trend line resistance here that intersected there. 1, 2, right? 3, and now we've actually broken above it. Usually on the third attempt, if there's a fourth one, it likes to break it, right? And if we actually look at this retracement here, we can also say it's a fairly bullish retracement because this only retraced to about the 382 level, roughly, right? Slightly below the 382 level. And if you guys have been following with my TA over the past few days, you'll have known that I was recommending a good 382 retracement. That was a decent probability. And then the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement was also a good probability as well. So if you were accumulating, we have to understand that there's so many different types of traders out there, right? I mean, are you the accumulating type, or because you're playing very big positions, because you're swing trading as well, or you're investing? Are you a day trader where you might market execute in one particular buy and you play many different positions at once? So it really all depends. But I personally believe that this area earlier would have been a great opportunity to buy, and that's what I was suggesting in my TAs on Steemit. Oh, I got my Steemit today, back up today, guys. I'm so excited. I'm just so happy, guys, that everything worked out. Val and I, we were like, we were talking a lot on the phone for a few days, right, about everything going on, and she's in kind of a pickle herself as well right now. One of our friends is trying to get back $250,000 that she lost, which I probably shouldn't have made public, but it was from a long time ago. And yeah, you know, and a lot of people came to help me, guys, like, regardless of their reputation, which I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, regardless of their reputation, I'm not exactly the type where people should, like, you know, I'm not a malicious person, right? And I don't want to cause harm to anybody at all. And regardless of who they were, they rushed to my help. And one friend, he did a lot of work for me, and in turn, he actually got hacked for $41,000 as well. And yeah, and you know, a lot of people came to help me, which I'm just really appreciative that things worked out a lot better than I thought. I honestly thought that I was gonna lose a lot of what was in my balance, right? But it was actually really nothing, so worked out pretty well. So I can't complain right now about anything at all. I'm just super happy. I just use this as a humbling experience because I know what I said to some people before in the past, such as Nick, right? Nick, day trader Nick. I was immature then, guys. I was really new to crypto space in general for social media. I had like 100 followers, right? So I said something really rude to him when he got hacked, such as it's your own fault for getting hacked. I didn't really understand the severity of it back then, so I got to give him a huge apology, right? And when it happened, of course, I apologized to him for being an ass about it. And I even sent something to his donation. Like, this is way back in October, November. But I really wish that nobody has to go through this. And I really need to emphasize that people need to take security extremely, extremely, extremely seriously. I blew up on Twitter and on YouTube in only the course of a month or two. And I just don't think I've had time to take security very seriously because I've been so involved with my work, getting out TA, making sure that I'm accommodating to the public as well, that security took a back seat, guys. You know, it really took a back seat. But now that I realize, oh wow, I'm actually doing something important in the cryptocurrency community and I might be a very viable target, it's time for me to take these necessary precautions to prevent things like this from happening. And you guys can no doubt expect me to talk about security a lot more often now, because I was at the point where these guys were threatening to dox me, right? And dox means to obtain very personal and sensitive information, DOXX. It means to obtain personal and very private information with the intent of being malicious, guys, okay? With the intent of being malicious with your information. So I was really scared of everybody's got dirty secrets, right? And skeletons in the closet that they don't want to get out. That's what separates us between, animals. We have lots of information that we don't want to share with the public, regardless of their nature, and we want to keep things private. So I was actually really upset at a point where, I honestly thought I was going to go walk into a bus or something, guys. Like, that, it was on my mind. It was like, oh my goodness, if this stuff gets leaked out on the internet, I'm sure you guys can think of a lot of things as well that you wouldn't want shared, right? Regardless of the nature and how sensitive it was. Yeah, I apologize for saying that, guys. I was like ready to jump off of a bridge or walk into a bus. I felt it at the time, when I heard that a lot of people were trying to dox me and they wanted to sell my information, like my credit card, my IDs. And it's happened before in the internet, if you guys don't know, like about that girl who was talking to Wolf of Polonius, and she got hacked, and these guys were just threatening her and posting pictures of her like naked and stuff, and they were selling her credit cards and her license for like 0.01 Bitcoin. Back in this was only a few months ago as well. So I really, really hope that nobody ever goes through this. So please make sure you guys are using, your Google authentication. Please don't even keep that on the internet, guys. Don't be lazy. Back up your keys. Don't keep it in your Google Drive. Do not keep it in your Google Drive no matter what. Okay, guys? I kept all of my 2FAs in a book. I write them down in a book and I print them out, okay? But they were not working for some reason at one point. Maybe because I attempted too many times to try to get back in, but I did get back in a few times. It was as if they were letting me get back in, like on Twitter and stuff, and then they would boot me out, and then they would kick me in, and then they would boot me out. And I also saw a bunch of unauthorized devices that were accessed as well, unauthorized IPs. So as soon as I got in, I revoked all the access. I removed the 2FA. I removed all the backup codes as well. I created the USB storage master key, like on Google Drive there. Not Google Drive, but in Google in general, right? Because I didn't want anybody to have access to any of that. I used my new phone that was attached to the internet, put all the 2FA in there. I even have a little notepad that's on USB drives that are all offline now, guys. All offline, right? You guys have to make sure you don't care about that ink. Print it out. Please make sure you print out and back up your 2FA. It is so important, guys, that you do that. You have no idea, because the process that I went through, contacting Google by email and by phone, it is not something that you guys ever want to go through. It will be, if you keep any amount of money online, regardless of how much it is, you guys are going to be extremely, extremely stressed out if something ever happens to you. So please just take the necessary steps, put in the time to invest in your own money and security, because if you don't, Things like this could happen very easily, guys, and I don't want to see any of you go through this, okay? Cool. Anyways, let's just keep going through this right now. So I see this right here as retracing very slightly only, right? It retraced only so slightly, and now it looks like it's making a fifth wave extension of some sort. So now that we have officially broken above here, what we have to do is make sure that we stay above these key areas, right? We're heavily supported by the 1 hour 55 EMA. On the 45-minute chart, we're well supporting it as well. On the 30-minute chart, we are well supporting it. Now we are well supporting it as well above the 55 EMA and even 4 hour. On the daily chart, guys, it's looking good. It's looking really good, guys, okay? Yesterday, we rejected the 55 EMA when it closed, but just in the past few hours, 6 hours, we have made a huge hurrah attempt. We have gone up by $400 right now, which means that if we can keep this momentum up, guys, if we can keep this momentum up, and we actually don't get a candle like this one that signals a reversal, okay, this is a shooting star. The bulls have tried to push it up, but the bears have pushed it down, just like that. If a few more hours, maybe 12, and the next day we can actually close above the 55 EMA, it'll actually look pretty good in my opinion. So I just want to pull up something here, coin market cap very quickly as well. Okay, so coin market cap right here. And guys, do me a favor. If you guys ever see me pull anything sensitive up, okay, I'm counting on you guys as well. If you see me pull something up that's very confidential and very obvious, okay, make sure you guys let me know on YouTube, on Twitter, on Steemit, that hey, Philicon, there's something that you have up there, it's very private, maybe you should remove it. A lot of people actually found out where I lived. Yeah, apparently it wasn't that hard if you just Googled my first and my last name. So I'm thinking, how the heck did they get access to my first and my last name? Well, apparently I keep it up on Facebook all the time. Sometimes my tabs are open, right? If you just Google me, it's not that hard to find out where I live, right? Some people have even messaged me with my full address. So now I'm kind of on the fence of thinking about moving or not and selling my place. Yeah, it's getting to that kind of extremities right now. So I'll be dropping little talks about what happened here and there throughout the weeks, because I don't want to invest too much energy and time into it. You know what I mean? So if we look at 24-hour volume, guys, right here. Whoops. I got a new internet as well. It's really fast. You can download like at 25 megabytes per second and upload at 8 megabytes per second. Not megabits, but megabytes. So it's awesome. So fast, this computer. I'm using a Skylake i7 like 7700 or something. It's so freaking awesome. 512 gigabyte SSD, or the micro SSDs, you know, the tiny little ones on a stick. 32 gigs of DDR4. Man, is it ever fast. GTX 1060s on each one as well. Going to be setting up 4 monitors for each computer, just ordering the ARMs right now in. So much content to come, guys. Got a webcam as well that I'll be setting up throughout the week and making sure that you guys can actually see me talk, because I'm a very vocal person in terms of like my hand gestures and stuff, and when I'm talking, like my hands are always going, and I think you guys might enjoy seeing me a little bit as well. Yeah, so if you guys look at the volume yesterday, huge volume, $7.3 billion. Today, we're averaging a little bit less than that, but the days before, we were much less than the prior day yesterday. So today, yesterday was a big attempt to actually move the market to get it to where we want to be, which is above the 55 EMA. Let's see if we can actually maintain this uptrend, guys, okay? That would be amazing if we can maintain this uptrend. So to me, well, a lot of people, you know, are basically saying, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, and this is B, and there's going to be a fifth wave up there, and then we're going to come down. So what people are thinking is that this is an ABC, which I really disagree with right now, right? There's a B and there's going to be a C down there, which seems a little bit kind of absurd if you think that this is all wave 1. And then people are thinking that, you know, this whole thing up there is going to be wave, you know, wave ABC. You think of it relatively, like, it makes sense, guys, that this is now WXY, okay? Now, one thing that could occur is, of course, a wave failure, right? I'm not even going to bother counting this in here because I'm not exactly sure of the wave count. for now, okay? So we're just going to talk about some trend lines that we see, right? We see it hovering above the 55 EMA. That's making a beautiful trend line as well right now. Do we see any other trend lines that can be supporting this? Maybe it'll end up making a channel in here as well right now. Let's look at some of the indicators. Okay, on the daily chart, we're definitely going up. Absolutely. I mean, we were supported heavily, guys, heavily above the 45 EMA, okay? Very, very heavily above it. And I want to talk to you guys about Brown's RSI rules, Brown Cadence's RSI rule. A very bearish zone would be anywhere between 60 and low numbers. Now, a very bullish zone would be anywhere, for example, right here, okay? Right here. 40 and all the way to a really high number would be a very bullish zone. But a neutral-ish zone would be somewhere between about 65 and 30, 35 and 65, just around here. So now what we're about to do in the next few days is test right here. We're going to test the critical resistance, which is right around 60, right? And we want to see if we can actually break into any type of bullish territory. Here, it's actually looking pretty good, but is it just going to curve and come down and we get another impulse wave failure? So there's a lot of mixed signals right now in the market. Here, we're definitely, it's looking pretty good. We were supported well in this range right here, right now, right? If we were in a very bearish market, we would have completely plummeted to a very low area right now, or low region. There's no doubt that this will eventually come down, curve a little bit. We find support maybe around this RSI right here, okay? Right around this RSI right here, and then we bounce off of it, and then we make another attempt for an impulse. So this one is looking pretty decent as well. The 3 hour, the 2 hour, this is what I'm worried about, okay guys? This is what I'm worried about on the 2 hour chart, is that if we don't gain any more momentum, is this going to be the histogram that ends up downtrending, right? Yeah, so despite us breaking above here and the key number, especially above this key resistance area, we still have a lot of ways to go right now before something can happen. So now the question is, how do we count this impulse wave up, right? Do we actually count this right here as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is making a 5th wave, which is what I'm thinking right now. It's making kind of a 5th wave extension. It could be something like that. This could be something like this in here as well. So this TA is more so just to catch myself up as well and to give you guys my general thoughts. I'm not entirely 100% caught up with this entire TA, right? But what we do see right now is that it's not exactly wanting to break down into a very low region. We see it heavily supporting above the 45 EMA right here, right? Or sorry, the 45 RSI. And this right here, this point, is a very clear indication that we're finding some sort of support. Now, what we should look for, guys, is this trend line right here, which I will draw in for you, okay? I'm not ready to enter any position yet, because I actually sent a bunch of money away to my friends that are still holding a bunch as well, because I got a lot of it off before all this happened. And then, of course, I contacted bitfinex a few days later, froze the account. Thank goodness the whitelist was on there as well anyways, so it actually worked out very well in my favor. One of my friends told me that he saw 10 Bitcoins transferred out, and I almost had a heart attack. I was like, what? Hold on a second. 10 Bitcoin? Are you sure about that? But it was just a mistake on his end there where we read the Block Explorer wrong. So that's okay. It was just me selling 0.3 Bitcoin, right? In the end, where it was sent to some addresses with over 10 Bitcoin. So this is what I see as well right here. I see this region that I'm going to keep an eye on. We got to make sure that you guys keep an eye on this, okay? I wanted to retrace a little bit first to test it. That is what I would ideally like. It needs to test this trend line right here, guys. Absolutely needs to test it. It needs to break a bunch of key resistance areas. And we got a lot of areas, guys. Like, we're talking a lot. We need to break 11,750. Like, we need to clearly break it right there. I mean, let's take a look at the retracement here as well. If we look at the retracement, what we see is we're meeting a lot of resistance already right around the 0.65 and the 618 Fibonacci region, right? So if we can break it with a lot of conviction, then I'm still going to wait for a retracement to come down to maybe this region here to make sure that we're not going to fall into this bearish territory. If you guys take a look, right, this territory right here has been established since December the 16th. December the 16th, January the 6th. Right here was February the 20th as well, right? And we finally broke out of it. So that has been a long time being established. We're talking January, February, on like 2.5 months now. We finally broke it. But the key criteria for me to enter is to make sure that we actually stay above it. And I think today is going to be a very critical point. In my opinion, we need to hit almost 12,250, okay? We need to hit almost this region right here, and then we need to retrace a little bit to test to make sure we can stay in a bullish territory now that we finally broke out of it. And if we can meet these criterias and we bounce right off of this, say, green box somewhere around there, regardless of where it is, then I'll absolutely want to enter a trade. So for now, am I bullish or bearish? Neutral. I'm neutral in the very short-term bias. Am I bullish long-term? Yeah, definitely still long-term. In the next week or so, I'm probably going to say I'm bullish. I have no choice but to think that I'm bullish because we've officially broken out of here, guys. If you take a look at it, we have 100% officially broken out of it right now. The TD sequential count that Tony Vase and a bunch of other professionals have talked about, a 9 count on there on the 4 hour. Yeah, I agree. Right, and we ended up retracing quite a bit on it, but look at where we are now with actual volume from the day before as well. So we are in the golden pocket zone for the retracement from here to here, but it doesn't mean that we're out of hot waters yet, guys. We have to break above 10,000. We'll say 11K, all right? 11K, get to almost 11,250 right here. And then clearly we have to retrace a little bit to make sure we don't fall back into this region, into the bearish region under this yellow massive resistance line that's been forming for 2 months. And then once we do that, hopefully we can break the 11,750 range. So I feel that there are a lot of obstacles to overcome in this immediate week for us to consider it very bullishly. But I do feel that we are reaching a more bullish level right now than we are bearish, right? You have to think of it like that as well. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys my quick thoughts on what's going on. This was one long video. I didn't even edit it. I just kept going and going. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the love and the support that you've given me. I apologize if I couldn't explain it really well. I don't know a lot about the computer lingo, the hacker lingo, the software lingo at all. I know my computer hardware, and that is it. I don't know anything about networking and security. I don't know anything about protocols, etc., or even networks in general. So that's where I'm counting on a lot of the people out there in the public to give me a hand. So thank you very much for your patience, for your love and your support, and I'm just so happy to be back, guys. I've missed all of you so much, and I promise you guys that I'm going to be much more cool and chill on Twitter, okay? I will not be talking a lot of crap. I'm going to keep it very, very cool because now I understand that small little ripples can actually cause waves. And I'm like one of those, what do you call it? Like, I'm like a really big dog, right? I'm like a really big dog that thinks he's small. You know what I mean? You guys have any pets, right? You guys, he's really, really small. He's got his little favorite place under the table that he always goes to since he was a puppy. But then when he gets really big, he forgets that he's massive now. He's like this golden retriever. And then he just forgets about who he actually is. But what I'm getting to is, like, I don't see myself as some cryptocurrency personality or prominent person in the community. I just see myself as an average guy trying to help out other average people. And I don't see myself as like a celebrity or whatever online at all. I just think I'm a normal dude doing TA. But what I've got to start realizing is that apparently I'm not, right? Apparently I'm not, and I have a big influence in the community now. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that I'm here I've got your back, guys, but I'm also going to prevent these small little ripples that can start waves down the road. And in terms of paid content, guys, I don't plan to have any paid content at all. This is just far down the road. And knowing me, this is like years down the road, okay? I don't plan to charge you guys for anything at all. I don't plan to take your money for anything, okay? I don't plan to be working with anyone. I don't plan to have training outside of YouTube or Steemit. I'm going to keep everything exactly the way it is. And people ask me, how will you monetize yourself to make profit? So honest with you guys, so freaking honest. I plan to have YouTube ads, right? Which costs you guys nothing but your time. Of course, that would be very wise for me to do it. 2, I plan to Steemit, right? You guys upvote my stuff on Steemit. Cool. And 3, if you guys appreciate the work that I do, hey, you guys will send donations on your own accord. No one will force you guys to do anything at all, okay? If you guys feel like I've done a great job, cool. Buy me a beer, send me a tip. But in terms of me actually trying to charge you guys for content, no, it ain't gonna happen. In terms of me working with someone else to deliver content, no, it ain't gonna happen. I will always work solo and not with other people because I wanna do it my style. I don't get along with people, guys. Really. I don't get along with working with other people because I've got too many ideas that I don't want to share with other people because I want to do it and focus on it myself because they're my little projects, you know? It's not that I'm not a team player. It's just that I want to keep everything to not keep everything to myself, but I want to explore my own ideas, right? On my own time without having to work with other people. So paid content, guys, no, it's not going to happen. Dumping a coin, no, it's not going to happen. I'm always going to keep it interesting for you guys and talk about things like leveraged walls, okay? So in terms of my integrity, in terms of my values, my ethics, my morals, I can assure you guys that you guys will never have to question it because I'm always going to be the same joking idiot that you guys have always known for the longest time. So I'm going to end my video here. You guys have my quick thoughts for Bitcoin, that I believe that this is ABC, X failed wave, and now ABC, and now we are in an impulse move up. Of course, this could completely fail as well, and we could retrace further, but I really can't see that happening based on the progression that we've made already, and we're moving up a pretty decent amount already, right? I do see this as a full impulse wave up with a really awesome retracement, and this is probably going to end up making a 5th wave extension in here like this, okay? Where this is probably 1, this is probably 2, this is probably 3, this is probably 4, and there will be a 5th one somewhere in there, just a little bit, right? This will make 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe a 5th one somewhere. And I do believe that we need to breach at least $11,250 for us to consider this a very relevant uptrend, guys. Okay, keep that number in mind, 11,250. And then after it reaches around there, I will expect some sort of retracement, all right? I will expect some sort of retracement, and I was actually reviewing this yesterday with Val. I expect a retracement down to one of these levels, right? Right between these levels in here, because I would like it to test a relevant support, which used to be the major resistance. And if it tests it between the 382 and 0.5 region, boom, we are golden for an uptrend. Make sure you guys keep a very careful watch on this major trendline support that was previously the resistance. We have to stay above it. If we don't stay above it, we will get further correction. So please, okay, that notice right here, you guys see this as well, right? I'm just trying to get my brush up. This yellow line, right, looks like if I were to extrapolate it, who knows, it could easily come up to something like that, where it would just slowly hit between the 0.382 and the 0.5 fib level. And then once we retrace slightly down to over here, boom, we might actually get our 3rd impulse wave up. So the way I'm looking at this possibly is, you know, something like that. Let's delete this right here. Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's do this. I'll show you. Like, let's say I end up getting to 11,250-ish, right? Around up there. And then we get some sort of correction here. And who knows? We might even, I'm just giving you guys an example of how it could look, okay? So it could look something like that, right? Just an example, it's not a guideline. But we want to bounce off of this major resistance that's now a support. And then we can start an impulse wave up. But you guys know how I am. I only do things one day at a time, right? Look at that. Look at that. We're at 11,042 already, guys. We're on fire right now. We are on fire right now. WXY is done, guys. This is an impulse wave up attempt right here, okay? Key number it's got to break is about 11,250. Once we break that, awesome. We might even just keep going and correct only slightly. But the point is, the further we get away from this massive resistance that's now a support, the better of a chance we have to consider it a very strong uptrend. So other than that, welcome. Thank you for having me back, everybody. I appreciate. Sorry, I said that wrong. Thank you for having me back, everybody. It's been a very long time. Thank you so much for all the respect and the love that the majority of you have given me, and will not change for anybody, guys. And I am always going to be here for you guys in terms of taking care of my pod. You guys are my family. Keep that in mind. We are a whale pod. I'm your mama whale, and I have your guys' back. And I will continue with an update with more coins as well. I'm going to keep you guys updated with Ethereum as well, because I love Ethereum. And you guys know what they say, I love to shill Bitcoin because I'm the master of pumping multi-billion-dollar market cap coins. So yeah, I guess I'll be shilling Ethereum from now on as well, guys. Hey-yo! Because apparently I move markets. It's not true, guys. I don't move markets. You guys know that, okay? If I wanted to pump a coin, with my 140,000 followers that I have on YouTube and Steam it now, I'd be focusing on like $2 million market cap coins. Do you guys see me doing that? No. Do you guys see me focusing on coins that are even $50 million market cap coins? No. I only focus on coins that are multi-billion-dollar market cap coins because I have a major social responsibility, and with that comes a lot of ethics as well, right? I got to make sure that I remain ethical and not take advantage of my subscribers, because I can easily pump a coin. I can easily accumulate a coin, right, guys? Accumulate the coin, make a video, tweet about it, and then just set my stop, my sell limit somewhere really high after you guys buy it because I pump it. But no, there's a reason why I stick to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, high market cap coins. Is because I do not have the type of influence to move a market, and I don't think I ever will. I will strictly focus on technical analysis only, okay guys? That is it. Just technical analysis with pure education in mind, coming from a very rational and logical perspective only. So other than that, thank you everybody for having me back, and I really do look forward to producing a lot more content for you guys. I apologize if this video was not too structured at all. This was literally one cut, guys. Yeah, let me show you guys. This was literally one cut right here. Check that out. 47-minute video, unedited for you guys, okay? So I'll keep you guys up to date down the road, and I love you all, and I've really missed all of you guys. And Val, I love you. You know I love you. Bye.